Hello again. Just read a rather interesting article on World Net Daily. You're not going to have to look for it. The link will be attached. Top sheriff. America now ruled by oligarchy. And you'll see a photograph of Sheriff David Clark, Jr. of Milwaukee. And you want to read what he has to say. And it's in regard to the new Supreme Court decision with respect to gay marriage. It's also in regard to the decision that Justice John Roberts made by forcing Americans to buy health care insurance, whether they need it or not. And what he talks about is how the Supreme Court has assumed a role that they really weren't designed to assume. They're now legislators. They're dictating to the American people what they can and what they can't do. The article is most interesting. The sad truth is that I believe we have little option. It asks down below, is a revolution? Is it time for revolution? Well, I think the answer to that question is more than obvious. What this administration is doing is it's hell-bent on destroying all forms of existing religion that's been practiced throughout the United States to replace it with Sharia law. I've lost track on how many times I've said that. I've lost track on how many times I've said that we need a change. Problem is, there's no one to lead the charge. There is no George Washington. And this administration has done an excellent job in laying the track to allow the train to roll on. There's no one to go to. You can't go to our military. The military commanders have all been replaced with those that will adhere to and follow the chosen one's commands. You can't go to the Department of Justice. It's a corrupt sewer. You can't go to the CIA. It's run by, I believe, a Muslim convert. John Brennan speaks perfect Arabic. You can actually Google and listen to him if you can understand Arabic. Who can you go to? Can you go to your local police that are terrified of this administration? You can go to Sheriff Joe Arpaio, and what's he going to do for you? What's the Milwaukee cop going to do for you? Sheriff David Clark, Jr., all he's done is put his life on the line by telling the truth. He doesn't have the power to stop any of this madness. He doesn't have the power to remove the tracks to prevent the train from charging along. The article is most interesting. It has quotes from Justice Scalia. The problem is America allowed itself to be taken over. We elect representatives for both the House and the Senate that aren't worthy of the positions that we bestowed upon them. Putting people into positions of power for 26 or 28 years, like we did with Senator Lame Brain Johnny McCain, is totally insane. They become dead wood. They become set in their tracks. They become the rotten apple that spoils new apples that are put into the basket. Think what you like. I do. And I think along the similar lines as does Sheriff David Clark, Jr. Have you sort of noticed? If you haven't, you're not awake.